What's up, legends? Benchmark Bets is back, and today I've locked in 3 NBA picks. So buckle up, I've done the homework, let's hit these and stack these wins. So, before we jump through the picks, let's do a quick recap of yesterday's plays. So, we finished the day with 2-2, with Tamani Kamara over 2.53s, cashed early in the fourth and at plus money, love to see that. Then we had Tari Eason over 17.5 points and rebounds, was another sweat-free cash. Then on the tougher side, we had Jalen Johnson over 18.5 rebounds and assists, just never really had a chance. Looked like he was dealing with a minor calf issue and wasn't attacking the glass at all. And then we had Alperen Sengun over 15.5 rebounds and assists, finishing on 15. Classic hook. Still, small profitable day. Now we're looking to make it in 2 in a row. So for the month, we're sitting at negative 3.9 units with a 46.67% win rate. So let's get a sweep today and start closing that gap. As always, for all my picks, I use PropsMadness, hands down the best tool out there for player prop analysis. If you want to try it out for yourself, hit the link in the description below or grab a nice juicy discount on your first purchase. So, for the first pick, heading to the Blazers and the Wizards game, and I'm going with Tamani Kamara over 12.5 points. So, for the season, he's over this line in 29 out of 47 games, averaging 13.1 points. The Wizards are giving up the 9th most points above the break, which is a key area for Kamara, where he scores 49% of his points. And then they are also giving up the 3rd most catch and shoot plays, where Kamara scores 50% of his points. He's projected to play between 28 to 38 minutes tonight. We've factored in his expected minutes and also the weak defense for catch and shoot. He's over this line in 12 out of 13 games, averaging 15.2 points. Also, when we do the same thing for his minutes, but filter in the above the break threes, he's over this line in 10 out of 11 games, averaging 14.5 points. It is a back-to-back, but he actually performs well in these spots. He is over this line in 6 out of 7 games, averaging 14.4 points. And then the last thing I wanted to look at is when he plays games with Denny Avdia, Shaden Sharp, and also Drew Holiday in the lineup. He's over this line in 8 out of 12 games, averaging 12.7 points. But you also got to factor in the weak defense for catch and shoot. So when you add that in as well, he's over this line 100% of the time, averaging 15.3 points. All signs are pointing up for Kamara today. And then for the second pick, staying in the same game, and I'm going with Jeremy Grant over 14.5 points. So for the season, he's over this line in 25 out of 31 games, averaging 19.2 points. The Wizards give up the 5th most amount of points in the paint. Sorry, the 6th most amount of points in the paint. And they also have a weak catch and shoot defense where they give up the 3rd most amount of points, and also a weak within 10 feet of the basket where they also give up the 3rd most amount of points. Grant is expected to play between 22 to 32 minutes. So when you filter in the weak defense for points in the paint and also his expected minutes, he's over this line in 4 out of 5 games, averaging 15.8 points. Even when he's playing in games with Denny Avdia, Shaden Sharp, and also Drew Holiday in the lineup, he's over this line in 9 out of 11 games, averaging 18.4 points. Another spot where everything lines up nicely for Grant. And then finally, for the 3rd and final pick, heading to the Pelicans and the Thunder game, and I'm going with Zion Williamson over 20.5 points. So for the season, he's over this line in 20 out of 32 games, averaging 22 points. So recently, Thunder have been hit hard by injuries. Their main rim protectors are all out, and they'll be heavily relying on Holmgren to defend Zion, which I don't like at all. Over the last 5 games, the Thunder have been allowing the 13 fewest points in the paint, which is sort of mid-tier for them. And then also Zion is expected to play between 26 to 36 minutes. So when he gets his expected minutes, and it will also filter out the best defensive teams and the worst defensive teams for points in the paint. He's over this line in 6 out of 9 games, averaging 23.1 points. Strong, efficient day from Zion here. So that's pretty much all the picks, all the main picks that I'm liking. But let's go through some other picks that I also liked. So heading to the Bucks and the 76ers game, and I was going with Bobby Portis over 24.5 points and rebounds. So for the season, he's only over this line in 11 out of 44 games, averaging 19.6 points. However, Giannis is ruled out for this game already, and his points and rebounds skyrockets up to 23.9 points average. Also with an increase in his usage rate and also an increase in his field goal attempts and also an increase in the rebounds. So everything is going up for Portis when Giannis is not playing. So he's expected to play between 25 to 35 minutes here. So when he gets those expected minutes, he's over this line in 5 out of 6 games, averaging 27.8 points. The usage rate does decrease a little bit here, but his field goal attempt stays up, which is what I'm liking. So Portis over 24.5 points and rebounds is another play that I'm liking. Then for the next one, heading to the Nets and the Suns game, and I was going with Day'Ron Sharpe over 6.5 rebounds. So for the season, he's only over this line in 18 out of 42 games, averaging 6.2 rebounds. So his expected minutes here today is 20 plus minutes. When you look at games where he plays 17 minutes to 23 minutes, he's already over this line in 14 out of 23 games, averaging 7.4 rebounds per game. The Suns are giving up the 8th most rebounds to his position and also a mid-tier for rebounds allowed. When you look at games where they have a weak defense or rebounds allowed to his position, he's over this line in 3 out of 5 games, averaging 7.4 rebounds. Also, as you can see, similar players to versus the Suns recently have gone over the line 3 out of 4 times with a 23% average difference. So Day'Ron Sharpe to grab those boards today is another play I'm liking. And then for the next play, heading to the Pistons and the Nuggets game, and I'm going with Oscar Thompson over 5.5 rebounds. So for the season, he's over this line in 26 out of 40 games, averaging 6 rebounds. This is mainly about his offensive boards, not his defensive boards. So as you can see, for the season, the Nuggets are allowing the 10th most offensive boards in the league. So when you filter out the weak defenses, when you filter out the strong defensive teams for offensive rebounds allowed, he's over the line in 9 out of 16 games, averaging 5.8 rebounds. Also, he's expected to play between 21 and 31 minutes, and his rebounds does increases here. Over this line in 6 out of 9 games, averaging 6.6 boards. As you can see, his rebound chances also increase as well by 1.5. So I'm loving Oscar Thompson over 5.5 boards here today. And then for the last 2 picks that I'm liking, heading to the Clippers and the Jazz game. And the first one I was liking is Isaiah Collier over 12.5 rebounds and assists. Main reason why I'm liking this is because Keontae George is out. Only a 1 game sample size, but he did have 16 rebounds and assists, and that was against the Clippers at the start of this month. Expecting a similar sort of performance here from Collier, as he will be the main ball distributor for them, and also he loves to grab those boards when he can. Also, as you can see, similar players to versus the Clippers have gone over the line in 11 out of 15 games with a 14% average difference. Small sample size, I'm still liking this play. And then finally, for the last pick, I was going with Ivica Zubac over 10.5 rebounds. So for the season, he's over the line in 25 out of 39 games, averaging 11 rebounds per game. So the Jazz are allowing the 10th most amount of rebounds to his position and the 9th most amount of rebounds overall. When you look at weak defenses for rebounds allowed, and also look at his expected minutes, he's over this line in 9 out of 12 games, averaging 11.7 rebounds from 20.3 rebound chances. So that's pretty much it today for all the picks. If you're liking the content, smash that like button and subscribe if you haven't already, and comment your favorite player and play down below. As always, stay safe, good luck with your bets, and I'll catch you in the next video. Laters.